Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to Real Estate with Ryan. So excited to be with you in the studios, talking a little real estate on a Saturday. Nothing better. Enjoyed being with you this weekend. It's hard to believe the week has gone by that quickly. As you know, we have a new president, election's over, and the real estate market is moving forward towards the winter. It is that time. It's hard to believe. My wife said the other day, do you realize Thanksgiving is in 3 weeks? It's really hard to believe. Everything's happened so quickly, but it's slowly in the market. So we've got a great show for you. Hope everybody's doing well. An amazing week. Got a big game, homecoming this evening. The Vols are at home. Make sure you guys don't miss that game. I know you won't. And I appreciate you tuning in. If you're tuning in for the first time, you can catch us live on News Talk 98.7 at 1 o'clock. Also, Talk Radio 92.3 FM at 11 a.m. Of course, we're live streaming on all the social media channels, Facebook, got X, Instagram, YouTube, and so on. Of course, we're live on all the podcasts as well, Google, iTunes, Spotify. So many different places you can catch Real Estate with Ryan. And I know you got a lot of things going on this Saturday, so I appreciate you tuning in. A lot of work prepared for the show, and always exciting to be with you guys. I really do. I had a great client that I was talking to. And as you may know, a lot of topics on the real estate industry. What is going on, Ryan? Are we going to buy now? Are we going to wait? What's the market going on? And we had some news out the other day, and I said the Feds just met. So it's a perfect opportunity that the Feds met the other day. And I say the Federal Reserve. That's what I'm talking about. And what are we going to look from the Fed's meeting yesterday? The Feds decided to cut the interest rates 0.25% basis points. Now, you know that's not tied exactly to the interest rates, but it's an indication of how the market goes, and sometimes it goes up, and sometimes it goes down. And what to expect from this meeting is that the rates are about 6.79 today. I just checked them before I came in the studios. So that's on a 30-year fix, 6.79, and our 15-year mortgage is about 6%. They're up 0.07% from the previous week. So you're hearing a lot about the meeting and what's going to come regarding that meeting. Now that they made that decisions, not only does it affect mortgage rates, but short-term rates as well. So some things to think about that meeting. In part of, we won't spend a lot of time on it, but we're talking about inflation, and what's involved in that is some key points. The target for the inflation is 2%. It's not there yet, but it's right on track or doing better, all right? And it's higher than that, but despite the volatility, inflation has generally been moving in the right direction, the Fed say, gradually coming down over the past 2 years, holding fairly steady, they say. Let's see. Part of that influence, the job numbers came out, and they're not seeing to be jobs added in the economy. You can kind of relate that to probably the housing market as we read through the rest of the article, but many jobs that are added to the economy each month, they want job growth to slow down a bit before they cut the federal fund rate further. When fewer jobs are created, it shows the economy still is doing well, but gradually cooling off, exactly what they are aiming for. And that's what's happening. So any doubt the Federal Reserve will go ahead with an interest rate shows that that's pretty much right on track and in target. So what does that mean for us? It's hard to say. Hard to say. As the housing market changes, volatility is there. And so, expect the housing market probably to be volatile. I had a client that called me not long ago, a couple hours really. He said, where do you think? We got a condo that we're selling here. This is in Maryville. And he lost one out just about a couple weeks ago on a bid, got outbid. Some of the condo market, regardless of the housing market, there's a supply issue, A lot of our great seniors that need to downsize from a 2-story or whatever they're looking to do, that 1-story is very popular. And just not enough product out there. I talked to a lot of my clients, say if I was anxious enough or had the time, really more than anything, I'd be building a lot of condos. One level for our seniors, great communities, garages. That's just, we don't really have enough of that product out there. And so, unfortunately, with the supply and demand kicks in, not enough product, it increases prices. So he's had a little hard time, but we found one for him. Actually, he found it on his own. One of the neighbors word word of mouth, and he'll be putting his home on the market here soon. And so that's what I'm sure you're asking as well. Where's the housing market, specifically East Tennessee? Where do we see it going? And what I told him was that, I don't expect that this is going to change overnight. I know we have a new president. We've got different momentum. I'm not sure which side you're on or not, but it doesn't matter. We should all be on the same side, right? And we want to see our economy moving in the right direction. We've not been going in the right direction for a while, and we've been struggling. Inflation is really a key factor moving forward. So we've got to be moving in the right direction. How do you change the inflation? What I mentioned to this great potential client that we're working with is even if they lower the rates dramatically or lower them just a little bit, it's going to cause a surge in pricing to happen very fast. So the inventory that's on the market, we've got about 4.3 months of inventory, maybe closer to 5 the last time I checked, but we got 4.3 months of inventory on the market. Now, normal housing market is 6 months of inventory, right? 6 months of inventory, healthy market. So we're still below that. We're still suffering a little bit of inventory problem. But right now, a lot of people, I'm sure you had this conversation, a lot of people, what we've seen in our market is they want to wait. Say we're going to wait until the election. Guess what? Election's over. And so hopefully what we're going to see the economy is the biggest challenge that I told him is when in the marketplace where we're at now, I think no matter what industry you're in, right, you guys probably see it, is the biggest thing you don't want the market to do is stop what they're doing. We dealt with COVID. A lot of things had to stop, right? Because the whole country was shut down, pretty much the whole world, right? And when you stop something like that, or go back to 2023, where the rates were dramatically moving up at the rapid pace that we've ever seen, that stops the market. When you stop the market, buying and selling stops, and that obviously affects pricing and affects buyers entering the market. So I think, and this is, of course, just my opinion, I think it's going to take some time to kind of heal from where we're at. I think the rates will adjust in 2025, and that should not stop you if you're thinking about buying or selling. Because a great opportunity right now, we're going to talk about it, and we've got a great show for you guys. We're talking about buying and selling in the winter months of East Tennessee. Does it make sense? Well, you'll be surprised what I tell you in a few, that if you buy or sell in the months of the winter, actually financially makes a lot of sense. And sellers, believe it or not, if you're thinking about selling and there's no buyers out there, you'd be surprised. Some of our properties that we sell, even some of our high-end properties that sell in the months between probably December and February. So don't count out the winter months. We're talking about that. So expect volatility in the housing market. That's what to expect. We know the election's out the way. And the statement of, hey, I'm going to wait till the election, that is over and we're moving forward. Where does that bring us? Interest rates cut down just a little bit. I think a lot of people, we talk about the job numbers and why they were there. A lot of employers are putting hiring on hold. Why? They wanted to see what's going on. Everybody's watching numbers to make sure affordability factor, right? So it makes sense. Factors like the economic data, unemployment numbers, and decisions coming out of the Fed meeting obviously have some uncertainty in the marketplace right now. And you can see that what's happened with mortgage rates. This happened several weeks ago where the mortgage rates, they actually made an adjustment on the mortgage rates. And the difference, and kind of the weird thing about it is, and everybody's scratching their head, the rates went up. We were at low sixes, 6.17, 6.07, and now we're at 6.79, 30-year fix, if that tells you anything. So experts still forecast the rates will come down overall, and we've seen that effect play out recently, like when the unemployment and inflation data got released each month. As the market reacts and types of updates will continue, they'll have an impact on rates moving forward. I agree with that. And after steadily declining throughout the summer months, we expect more ups and downs on the mortgage rates, especially job market data we'll watch closely, as well as the Fed's upcoming meetings and interest rate cuts as well. So most importantly, now more than ever, with all the real estate volatility, not knowing exactly where to go, Commission things changed back in August. There's just a lot of moving parts. And it's important now more than ever that you have an expert on your side, that you get with your real estate agent, even if it's not us. We've got a lot of great colleagues out there that are great opportunities. And, of course, we do this show every week because we'd love to be, your real estate agent and help you with one of the biggest decisions you're going to make. But the most importantly is get your team together as we approach 2025. They'll know exactly what's going on in the marketplace so they can position you, whether you make adjustments, whether you price it here, or things to look for in the market. Look, we've got the second half coming here shortly. Stay with us. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with Real Estate with Ryan.
Success always comes down to the details. It takes repetition, hard work, and a defined strategy to be elite. Real estate is no different. It takes preparation and a solid game plan to achieve the best results. On the field, I can cover some real estate. Off the field, look to Ryan Coleman and the team at Hometown Realty. They're Tennessee's agent.
Thanks, Brew. Go Big Orange.
Hometown Realty is East Tennessee's #1 real estate group and a proud sponsor of the Vols.
I'm Ryan Coleman with Hometown Realty. The real estate market's changing every day. You need to know your home's value in today's market. Text your home address to 290-2290 for an instant, no-obligation home evaluation. That's 865-290-2290. And remember, when you're ready to sell, we have a guaranteed sale program to get you in your next home stress-free. Trust your hometown experts. We've helped thousands of people just like you. All right, we're back at it, second half of Real Estate with Ryan, and thank you for staying tuned. It's a good show for you, a lot going on. How do you guys feel about elections? Y'all glad that's over and out? Hopefully we don't have to talk about any more politics, any more ads. And I think all of us would have to agree. We hope our country's moving forward in the right direction across the board. How does it affect the housing market? We're talking about that more specifically, right? More specifically. We're going to talk about buying or selling this winter, why it's important, and what you need to know in East Tennessee if I'm going to sell. I talked about in the first half, believe it or not, you'll be surprised the number that I tell you that if you're buying in the winter months, how much money you can save compared to the spring months. So something to think about. Before we get going, as always, it's football time in East Tennessee, and a lot of stuff is going on. Number 7 in the country, and we're going to do our Vol update, 60-second Vol update. So let me get going. Drum roll, please. All right, Vols in action, big time last week. Kentucky, 28-18. They said they could have put 40 on them. A couple penalties here, a couple catches, but overall, really, really good game. Stats were all over. We got Nico. He was 28 of 38 for 292 yards, but he could have easily threw for 400 with 3 touchdowns. Dylan Sampson leading the offense, 27 carries, 142 yards. Team looked good. It was one of their better games. Defense is playing top in the country, man. I mean, they're leading the team, and I believe they're going to put all this together. Watch them. Watch out for a breakout. It's exciting. They got the playoffs coming, so make sure you're watching us. Thanks to all of our winners. Glad to send you guys to homecoming tonight. So glad to do that, and give us a lot of pictures, and hope everybody has a great time. Now remember, we're giving away tickets to every home game. Unfortunately, there's only 2 left. Make sure you follow our page. Watch them. They're all out there, all of our social channels. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. That's all you've got to do, and you're entered to win. Make sure you watch the post and follow instructions on there, because we'd love to send you there and send you with some swag from Brew. All right, what else you got? Men's and women's basketball live in action. I had a chance to see Lady Vols for the first time. Me and my daughter did last night. They looked amazing. Big win last night, 50-90. So 90-50, really wasn't even close. A lot of the Lady Vols got a lot of PT, a lot of playing time, and then they won the other game against Gardner-Webb, our men, 80-64. Yeah, 80-64. So men and women are in action. Again, we'd love to send you to the game. We're doing that for basketball as well. All you got to do is like our page, share. We love to do it. And thank you guys for all your lovely comments and support and feedback there. We love to do it. Something, a little thing we can do, get you to a game. Have some fun. Hope to see you guys there. All right, that is our 60-second Vol update. Hometown Realty, proud sponsor of the Vols. Go Big Orange. All right, so got a lot of movement, man. It's a great time to be a Vol. And a lot of stuff going on with the housing market, so we move into that. So buying or selling this winter is important. And if you have to do it, might as well do it where you make some money. So selling, now that the election's over, we can focus on other reasons why we need to focus. Tips this winter for selling are key. The most important thing is keep it simple, right? Keep it simple. When you're selling this winter, you're going to have to not worry about a whole lot of staging for the yard and the grass and the mulch and all that. So if you're selling during the holiday season, make sure it's, don't overpower the room. I have some great clients. They love the Christmas season. And I mean, you go in there, it's like winter wonderland. And so sometimes that's simple, just have a tree, some garland, just don't overdo it. So especially if you're selling. And now, I can't tell you how many houses we go to. We got the storage room and they got all their Christmas stuff. And I love it. And we love Christmas. It's our favorite time of the holiday. But when we're selling, if you're thinking about putting the home on the market, keep it simple. Enjoy that time. Allow buyers to focus on the property and not all the decorations. Crank it up. This is probably one of the biggest things I don't think people think, especially if it's a home that's vacant or you're not there or you're there partially and you don't want to run the bill up. If it's 30 or 20 degrees outside, make sure you have the heat up a little bit. It sounds simple, right? But I've watched plenty of buyers come in the house freezing. They couldn't even think about what they were doing, and they run back outside the house. So minor things like that, got a fireplace, anything like that, music in the background. I see some people break cookies, always good for us realtors to come through and grab a couple cookies, keep it cozy. When it's warm and inviting, it makes the opportunity that you want to spend a little extra time on the showing, spend time looking around. And what we're doing, the buyers are imagining where they would put their things, where their kids' room would be, what's important in the playroom, the backyard for the doggies. All those things are important. How about taking down decor? That's so important. Taking down decor is a number one thing that, you've got your decor, I've got my stuff. Don't overdo it. My home won't sell like this. Well, especially if you have the reindeer inflatables outside. Maybe that's not going to be a good look for our pictures. I know it's fun, but if we're putting the house in the market, if you're going to put the reindeers up, let's do it after we take pictures, or maybe after it goes pending. Just a thought. Those are things to think about. But let's focus on the most important things as it comes down to the numbers. When you're thinking about selling during the winter months and why it's popular, now this comes down to being less competition on the market. So if I'm selling my home in the winter, I know that this is not the most popular time of the season. Why? A lot of people say what? This is, not only do we get the election calls, I'm going to wait till the election, my team constantly works to this last quarter of the year. What do they say? Hey, Ryan, I'm going to wait till next year. I'm going to wait till the spring. Everybody's waiting. It happens, right? But what we have to focus on are buyers waiting. And then when there's less competition on the market as our sellers, we're going to get a higher price. Not only get a higher price, but we're going to sell it quicker where there's other competition in the spring. So our home goes on the market in spring, and our friend down the street puts his home on the market. He has a job transfer. He's not overpricing it. He's pricing it to sell. Why? Either a company's buying it. He has to be there within 60 days, right? These things come into play. So decisions are made. Now, that's one of the most recent sales in your subdivisions. Well, Mr. Buyer, Mr. Jones down the street just sold for X. Here's our offer. And you say, well, he sold because of this job transfer, Ryan. I understand that. But we still want to offer the same. And the buyer smiles. You got to love it. So these things come into play. The pattern that you'll see with less competition on the market, believe it or not, where was I saw this? In 2023, homes that were sold in the winter months as a buyer was able to save up to $20,000. $20,000 versus homes that were sold in the spring market. Something to think about. Something to think about. Now, with interest rates adjusting some, I would encourage buyers to start looking now. There's inventory that's coming on the market that we have not seen for a while. Some people, like I said, were waiting for a combination of reasons, and now they're putting the properties on the market. So now the increase of inventory is a better opportunity in winter months that we've seen and we haven't seen in a while. So those are opportunities. Sellers, don't discount winter buyers by any means. Buyers mean business. People that are coming to this area for relocation. We have tax breaks that are so important. Still doing 1031s. They're finding homes that they're looking for sellers that are motivated and ready to sell so they can move their family here to East Tennessee. Now, obviously, during the holidays, a lot of people have time. A lot of people are traveling across the country. We coach basketball for the girls and boys. And, we have a lot of people in and out. Sometimes the kids aren't here for the holidays. But don't think they're not around the iPad or the computer. This is an opportunity where if your home is showcased right, if it's marketed right, you're going to have more people looking than you think. And a lot of people that are relocating this area are taking the holiday time to come in this area. Make sure you keep your emergency fund. Make sure if you're focusing for 20% down that you stay focused on your budget and don't move past that. Negotiate with confidence, knowing with a strong pre-approval, or if you're paying cash, having all those pre-approvals and information on the front end. So when you do get an offer and you do get your agent to put that through, you get your offer accepted. They know you mean business. We talked about a lot of things about the economy, but the interest rates are number one thing that everybody's thinking about. You have an opportunity now to lock your interest rates and shop. We have some of our great lenders that we work with that you can shop your rates up to a 30, 60-day period. Have that opportunity. And keep in mind as when you're purchasing, kind of closing down the show, everybody wants to time the market. It's been very, very difficult to time this housing market. There's going to be a lot of lenders as we move forward that will allow you to adjust your rates and refinance at a later date. So keep that in mind. Hope you've enjoyed this show. Love spending time with you guys on a Saturday. Hope you guys have an amazing weekend and look forward to seeing you back next weekend. Hope you have a great weekend and go Big Orange.